Tommy is big. He hears everything. He's a massive, I say, jazz of the past 50 years and all tenor players of the past 50 years. He's loaded with it. He's a dynamic package.
Most people that age, when they play a cadenza at the end of an arrangement, it's just flying all over the horn to show that they got some technique. Tommy would take you from wanting to cry to wanting to laugh in the course of 30 to 60 seconds of just glorious expression. And I may sound like I'm talking in superlatives, but it's true from the heart that Tommy Smith is something very special.
He's a nice kid. He's a beautiful saxophone player and beautiful musician. He is a giant. He's going to be the best. For years I've been saying this, and now it shows. And I even told Stan Getz, I said, Stan, watch Tommy Smith. I said, watch this kid.
The first time I saw Tommy play, I had a reaction that I recognized from the times I've heard a few other players the first time. And there is a spark, there's just a natural kind of magnetism about their playing that you can't miss if you're a musician.
I mean, I think that Tommy Smith could possibly be the finest tenor sax player in the world. And I think I knew when he was about 14 that he was going to be that kind of a player, you know. You couldn't possibly not help him. But already at the age of 12 and a quarter or something, he was already saying, I want to be like Stan Getz. And we all smiled, but, you know, we've seen it happen, really.
I used to say, oh, you'll need to stop, this is really bad, you know. The neighbours, I thought, oh, we're going to get evicted. This is really loud. I mean, I could hear them when I came back from the shops at the corner of the street over there. And I used to say, run up the road and say, Tommy, I can hear you, you'll need it. So we get dish towels, and he stuffed them down. He said, how's that, Mum? I said, okay. So we decided then that 9 o'clock was the limit. And then he would write his music. I would go in about 12 o'clock, and he'd have the wee light on. And he's writing. I said, oh, your eyesight, you have to stop, son, come on. But he's, I mean, this went on every day, every night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now's the time, in fact, to introduce one of Edinburgh's young men of jazz, in fact, one of the world's leading jazz exponents of the tenor saxophone. He used to come along and sit in here with us when he was a young man. I'm really referring to the one and only Tommy Smith. Here. The next number, in fact, was the first number that Tommy Smith ever played with the band, and it's called I Got Rhythm.
I brought him over here to the Barton Hotel. He says, Yank, they'll let me have a shot. I says, well, possibly. I says, Yank, you ready? I said, I wouldn't have a go anyway. I thought he would have been a little bit, you know, shaky. Little boy, saxophone as big as himself. And he stood up there and he played I've Got Rhythm. When he was playing here, he started to learn, he was like a puppy learning how to bark, you know. And when he started barking, he wouldn't stop. It really shook me to the core. And I heard this, you know, and I seen the confidence oozing out of him, and I says, oh, he's got something, you know.
Here are the records I used to play with. Actually, I didn't play with this one. This is the one Stan Getz. The one that I used to do was "And the Angels Swing." You know me singing, right? It goes ba 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 beep beep ba ba da 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 da. It's like that.
Tommy Smith, who's 16, has been invited to attend Berklee College in America, and they've awarded him £800 towards the course. It's the opportunity of a lifetime because America's famous band leaders recruit young musicians there. But so far, despite approaches to trust funds and educational bodies, Tommy hasn't found anyone prepared with the additional money he'll need. Louise Batchelor reports.
At 16, Tommy Smith's just left school and he doesn't have a job. He lives with his mother at Wester Hailes, the biggest council estate in Edinburgh. What sets him apart from other teenagers is an extraordinary musical talent. Play what was on the record, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you have to, you're ruining records, you have to keep on playing it backwards and that.
And that's why the scholarship from Berklee has come like a lifeline. But in order to take it up, he's got to raise more than £5,000. But he feels he must get to Berklee.
Well, if I don't, I'll just wither away. Too many opportunities in Berklee, which I'll miss probably if I don't go. With the help of my music teacher, Gene Allison, and there's so many other people involved, and it took about a year to raise all the money. And actually there was a point during all the raising that it looked quite bleak.
What did you feel about that, about the community raising £6,000 for you?
I was honoured, you know. I mean, the feelings go deeper than that. If they understand I was 16 and I'd lived in a city whose skyline didn't go over about 10-story buildings, and the way of life was just completely different.
1, 2, 2, 2. Saxes, and Terry, I don't know if you have it with them, but if you do, it applies to you. There's never been anybody as young as Tommy who played with a maturity, who had something inside of himself to say with music. I've had people with equal amounts of the techniques of music, whether it be instrumental technique, theoretical technique, but I've never heard, we'll call him a 17-year-old, who could speak to me through an instrument and make me feel inside like I want to feel when I listen to Miles and the period of Miles that I like, the late 50s, early 60s, when I listen to Sonny Rollins, when I listen to Bill Evans, when I listen to Bird when he was alive, those kind of gut feelings that makes being a part of music that is so beautiful. I've never, ever come close to those kind of feelings with somebody as young as Tommy was. Within, maybe I've had people 20, 21, but never 17.
I mean, I conceive of Tommy as being the voice of the future, you know, the tenor player in time, and the jazz musician. I think Tommy will not just be a player, he's going to be, I think, a a writer of some kind of his own music. There's too much there to just play a tenor, I think.
I play with a very wide mouthpiece and a very hard reed. I play with number 5s and an 8. I think if you play it with enough confidence, you can play any note you like, as long as the rest of the group is listening to you and there's some rapport happening. You should try it one day. If you're playing a blues in F, think of the most wrong note you can possibly play and play it for a whole 4 bars as strong as you can and see what happens. They'll probably go, turn around, but there's a way of harmonizing harmony. They can go with you, isn't it? And it creates tension too.
I first heard about Tommy from Chick Corea. Chick was visiting Berkeley, and Tommy was one of the students that had been selected to participate in this special concert. And I had heard his name a time or two as being one of the better student players, but I didn't really, hadn't heard him, didn't know him or anything. And then Chick mentioned him after the first rehearsal, said, gee, what a nice player. They said, you ought to have him in your band, Burton, was his comment. So when I went the next day to the next rehearsal to hear this, and sure enough, he did sound pretty interesting. And I asked him to be on a kind of an all-student project that we were doing of taking a group on a cruise ship for a week. And that was the first chance I had to really play with him. And that went so well that at the end of the cruise, I asked him to try playing a date with my group to see how it would actually sound if he were added to my quartet.
He gave me 2 gigs with his quartet as a kind of audition to see how I would fit in with his band. He said to me, he said, you're going to like our tour in South America next year. You are. And he didn't say, well, you're in the band. He said it very indirectly.
The thing about Tommy that attracted me to his playing was this strong personal identity that he has, and it comes out very much in his playing, and he has a way with audiences. It's like he you know, very palpably pokes at you and nudges you and gets your attention and makes you, surprises you, makes you stop and think about what he's doing. One of the more humorous things I've noticed about Tommy is his tendency toward neatness and order. And seeing this in Tommy would break me up frequently. This is a guy that keeps all his socks lined up in the drawer in just the right order. And if you ever walk into his hotel room, he has everything. All the pens and pencils are all neatly in rows, and everything is folded just perfectly and everything. And yet, when he plays, he's Mr. Uninhibited, Mr. Spontaneous. He's full of surprises. I think more than anyone else in the band, including myself.
Fine, thanks.
How you been?
Fine.
My friend, how are you? How are you?
I'm fine, honestly.
Nice to see you.
It's my dear Matt.
Oh, yeah. So it's okay, everything all right?
Yeah, I think so. Some of the pads might be a bit cut.
I want you to leave it.
He's tied up right now.
I want you to leave because I got to change about 2-3 pads. So you'll be okay for another couple of years without any problem. You like the saxophone?
I like the sound, yeah. It's a very good method.
Did you choose a good one?
Well, you helped me choose it, didn't you?
So I talked to Stan Getz the other day.
Oh, yeah? Was he in here?
Actually, he had a big operation, and yet he asked for you. Because he likes you. I talked in California, just to, I would see how he was. And he said, Emilio, the kid, Tommy is he likes you. That's straight. It's a usual band, but it's okay. You take care of good. Yeah?
So it looks like you're going to be
Yeah,
involved in it now.
Oh, yeah, that's when I get... See, it bothers me, to be honest, it does. Like it was my own saxophone. And I don't play saxophone. But to see, it bothers me so much, you have no idea. See, now I have to do what I have to do. But when I get through, it'll be gorgeous. The important thing is you're happy. The saxophone is good. You're here. I'll take care of you as long as my eyes are good and my hands are good. That's what I tell Stan Getz, the same thing. I say, Stan, my hands are good, my eyes are good. Don't worry about the saxophone. That's my baby. And I do the same with you, with everybody in the world.
Yo. It's perfect. It's much better than what it was.
I hope so.
Tommy, from the beginning, I knew was destined to go his own direction. He already composed a lot of his own music, had his own style evolving, and a sense of what he wanted to do. And I knew that my music was only peripherally related to his.
Him and I feel the same about it, and I think it's just time to leave and do my own thing. For me to start with my own group, it's best for me to come to Europe. And then there's you got to try and get a record deal. So I'm at the beginning just now. Did you bring the piano up? EMI have asked me to record a demonstration tape so they can find out what kind of music we play and how it sounds on tape and on record. So they're paying for the studio time and the engineer. Then they're going to make a decision on whether they want to have me on the label or not.
In the middle with a stereo reverb.
Starting your own band or beginning your career is a scary and exciting experience. Up to that point in your career, if you're a talented musician, everything you've done has been a success. Has been for Tommy, ever upward.
My objectives are just to write lots of music for my group, incorporate a lot of lots of different styles. It's not just swing or bossa nova. It's got to do with textures and including all these different rhythmic things, marches and waltzes and just with the four instruments that I have, piano, bass, drums, and saxophone, just making as many different sounds and combinations as I can. How much is it? 40 minutes.
You forgot the receipt.
The overhead with the two cymbals, all the three cymbals, can you darken that just a little?
Sometimes you go through a box, the first read you get works. Sometimes it's the last one. Sometimes it's not even in the box. I mean, every saxophone player has this hassle. success will be when you can turn down gigs because you don't feel like you want them. Well, I'll take this one, I'll take a week off here because I have all this work lined up. And when people can recognize your style without knowing who it is, I don't know, maybe I want to be a rock star. Join Tina Turner or something like that.
I mean, the impressive aspects of both tracks, the light and the shade in it, the control he's got throughout the sax, the range he has is fantastic. I mean, just reading through this is, interesting. The names that he's actually worked with at the moment, Michael Breckles, Buddy Rich, Chick Corea, Jaco Pastorius. It's a hell of a pedigree for a guy who's 20 years old.
I would like to look at it from a kind of like marketing the music, really, frankly, just simply as if it was any other type of music. Like, if you look at the way that Courtney Pine was marketed, it was very much even though it was jazz, it was very much seen, if you like, as a pop situation.
Yeah, precisely.
From that point of view.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, and I mean, he could get into situations where you damage an artist like Tommy Smith by trying to go out there and market him as I suppose, a Courtney Pine. You know, it's with a guy who's 20 years old, you can afford to let him progress as long as you can record reasonably cost effectively.
We've had a listen to your tape. I mean, what do you feel about the idea of doing something on Blue Note? I mean, does that hold any opinion either way?
That'd be great, you know?
Mm-hmm. How do you see yourself being presented to the marketplace, and what ideas have you got about that?
Well, I play my own music. My own music evolves year by year. I don't know about my image. Obviously, I like wearing strange clothes sometimes, but I just need to play it by ear when it comes along.
Okay. I mean, as far as we're concerned here, I think it's very much a question of kind of like just really listening to the rest of this material, and then we'll obviously be in contact with you again. But I mean, looking at it seriously, I really do think that we will be able to do something with you. And I need to talk to you again, obviously, about various other factors. I mean, obviously, such as the budget and putting together musicians, etc., etc.
The budget won't be handled by me. I'll get a music lawyer to do that.
Of course. I thought you might come out with something like that.
Well, they didn't say yes or no, but they were very positive. And I assume they have to contact their associates in America and send them a copy of the tape. But they seem to enjoy it a lot. I spoke to Alan's senior. He was very good. Liked it a lot. It's beginning.
Thank you.